Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another Scrapbook Process video using my all-in-one May stash kit. And this kit was primarily using the Paige Evans Fancy Free collection. And for this layout, I actually created it on National Scrapbook Day. And so I was playing along with some of the challenges on the Hip Kit Facebook group. So I can't really remember which challenge this one was for, but I did film a few of my process layouts, or I should say, for that weekend, and so I've put them out. I'll be putting them out this month. Now for this layout, I knew I was going with a vertical sort of design, and so I wanted to do some mixed media in the background, and so I just took a piece, and I'm doing the packaging technique using 3 of my spray inks. One of them is a Heidi Swap, the other one is a Delusions, and the third is a Shimmers product. And I'm just going ahead and sort of layering the three colors, blend really well together. They're all sort of a green tone. And so I'm just kind of layering them up and just making, again, that vertical design on my layout, keeping most of it in toward the center, since that's where my photo and my design is going to stay for this one. And so I do use a little bit of water so that I get sort of that resist technique with the Dilutions ink. And then I add a few extra sprinkles, and what I'm going to do is just set that paper then off to the side to dry. The next thing that I'm going to do is take this piece of Paige Evans paper, and this is that dark blue with the sort of sketchy lighter blue lines in the pattern paper, and that will be my mat that'll go around the entire outside of my layout. So I'll mat that white paper on top of that blue. And I did take out the center because I figured that I would probably want to use that blue paper again for a layering piece on another layout or something like that. So the next thing that I do here is grab the papers that I pulled from my stash kit that I will use for matting for my photo. And this first one is, I believe, an old Studio Calico, I think from Darling Deer was the collection. And so I'm using that lime green sort of star paper, and then I have this chevron green and blue paper that will also create another mat for behind my photo. And this photo is a picture of my little guy, and he was quite young in this. He's 8 now, so this was definitely quite a few years ago, but I just love this little face that he's making. He's not smiling, he's making the very serious face, and it was just too cute. He often made this little face, and it was the cutest thing. We would always get a kick out of it because he was just so serious, like he was just thinking very, very hard. And so I had to document that little pose that he used to make all the time. And so for an additional added texture behind my photo, I did take a piece of this light blue tissue paper as well. And I like the texture that it adds, and it just adds sort of another little definition to the photo as well to help everything stand out. So I'm just going to trim that up, and then I will glue those photo mats behind my photo and layer them all up. And now my background is dry, so I know that my photo is going to go somewhere there toward the center. But first, I do take this other piece of paper with all the circles that have the sayings in it. This was also a Paige Evans paper, and I went ahead and I just took I believe it's a 2-inch circle punch, and I just cut out from that circle paper all of the circles that were in the dark blue, the light greeny blue color, and that citron green color. And those are really going to make up the basis, or the majority, I should say, of the embellishing that's going to go on this page. This page came together extremely quickly simply because of the fact that I'm using those circles as embellishments, and so they make the page extremely quick to put together because all of my work is pretty much done for me once I did the punching of those circles. So you see me here, I'm going to lay everything out. I won't make you watch me glue all these down, but I wanted you to see here's how I decided to lay it out, and I'm just trying to get a good mixture of colors. I have one of the Paige Evans journaling cards, or not cards, but little tags from the tag pack that's down there, and I'm going to put some journaling on that toward the bottom right of my photo. And so it's perfect because I was going for a very circular theme, so that little journaling spot was perfect, and it was the right colors, so I had to use that. The other thing that I decided to do, and this is different for me in the fact that I don't typically use buttons, but I thought this was sort of a perfect way to use all those buttons that I never ever seem to find a use for. And I ended up going through my packages of these fancy free buttons, and I chose all of the buttons that were the same colors as the circles and the layout. And so I was able to get both the chipboard buttons as well as the actual real buttons from Paige's collection on this layout, and I really like the added texture that it gives and the dimension, because it would have been really flat if I had just kept the circles and nothing else, but the buttons gave it sort of that added dimension that it really needed. I did go ahead and add some twine in between or in the middles of all the buttons, because I like to put something to make them, it's like a tag. I have to put something in the middle. It just doesn't feel right if I don't. And I also grabbed a few of the Maggie Holmes enamel shapes that I had pulled for my kit, and they just happened to be some that were perfect in color to put on this layout. So I was so glad to get some of these sort of odds and ends that I had still in my stash that I could pull in this kit and on this layout, that just the colors just kind of went perfectly together. So you see me just fiddling around with where I want to put everything. The last thing that I do is I just take a word sticker and place it on this label, and I think it says something like wonderful or cute or sweet, and that really completes this layout. So a really fast but really cute layout of my son that I just love this picture. So here are the final pictures, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.